Hey TIs, hey everybody, out there in YouTube, land. This is Kyle, or, Vulcan Wolverine, and it is, Sunday midnight. Slept all day, so it's like the end of 1 week of me not having a job, losing my job, and, things have been going worse, because it's like, when I was in the house and then I'd wake up and go to my job, they had to switch gears. Like, they had to switch gears to remotely hit me all day. And there was vehicular stalking, which, like, I'll go out now and I won't see police that much because I guess they have to mobilize that, like, and know that you're always going out. Um, but so it's been worse. Uh, my plates are working. Like, my hair's. I just woke up like a little while ago, talking to a friend in Canada, and it's like we're talking about a war. It's like he's like, I'm gonna get this to defend myself. My head's being burned, and like the sides of my head are being burned. My chest and my throat are being burned by these directed energy weapons, like the microwaves coming through my walls. And it's like we're talking about fighting in a war or something, and it's sickening, and it's all the time. And it's like, my attackers, this guy, I hear the V2K, he's like, no, I'm getting this guy out of here. Like, he's crazy, I'm getting him out of here. While he's murdering and torturing, he's like, this guy's crazy, I'm getting him out of here. And like I've told him, I've told my attackers, I'm like, I have those plates on the wall. If I take them off, y'all will kill me. I'm not leaving the house. That's not an option. You kill me in the house, whatever. It's murder, but I'm not leaving. And they just still, like, on the VTK, are like, we gotta get him out of here. And then the really evil lady, not his wife, is just like, yeah, this guy's crazy. Let's put him away. Put him away. And then the other guy in the black car, who he really changed the dynamic of all this. Like, he can be proud. He's very good at evil. He's like I was saying, I think I was yelling at him one time, and I was like, you're not gonna mess with me with mind games. You're gonna have to overpower me. But they've been playing a lot of mind games. They've been, and it's been successful. Because those plates that I have, they take a long time to warm up. And so if they're just switching around their stuff, which doesn't take a long time to warm up, they can just switch back and forth from one side of the house to the next. Like, I put a video out and I can't upload it. It keeps stopping. And I think that has to do with, not my computer. They are my computer, but I think they actually, like, if I go over to my parents and use their internet, like, I can get videos through really fast. But if I use my internet, they can stop me. So somehow they're on my wireless, my wireless account, and that's how they mess with my internet. And I think that's just known people, like, from AT&T, or the companies that you have internet with. I don't think it's really like some kind of ultra hacking. I think they can hack into your computer, but I think messing with your internet, stopping that stuff, it needs somebody who, like somebody who works actually for the internet company and stuff like that. They have people everywhere. These gang stalkers and people who are willing to harass Americans who haven't done anything. They're just like in moving companies and, in the post office. I ordered something, a defense for my house, another tabletop defender, and, it's ridiculous. They're too expensive. I'd say use them, like, because anything is good. Like, they do work. Like, I'm not saying that. But one thing I haven't been able to experiment with is that, if you put them near you and you're being hit just remotely, how well they work compared to, because my guy is on the side of me, like, he's right next to me. And so I put it right next to the point of origin of the weapons, and that buffers it. But if I put it near me, and I haven't left it there long enough, because, like, they're always, like, there. It's like, if I don't place the plates correctly, they can really hurt me. But if I do, then I get relief, so I can't really experiment a lot. I thought I was going to have a lot of room, because I have a lot of plates, but they keep on kind of chasing me up. they're militant. I mean, these people who are in his house, the other guy and him, they have military experience. The other guy is very, very, like this is all they do, so he's studying me, and I think because they're working together, because this guy, my main organizer, and the new guy that he's invited, they can kind of brainstorm and be like, okay, well, we'll do this, we'll trick him this way, and so it's taken a new dimension since the new guy came, and since they got me out of work, especially. I do blame them for the loss of my job, even though it wasn't like the people at work weren't gang stalkers or anything. Like, being tortured every day just made me care less about the job. Like, a job that is just really, really great, and you help a lot of people, and like, it really just destroyed it. Vehicular harassment, like harassing me all day long around the job. I'm kind of glad to get away from that, because I feel like the people in the neighborhood have kind of, like, this morning I had a neighbor who's right next to the main organizer, and I'm pretty sure, like, I'm about 95% sure that the cynical, mean, murdering lady is that neighbor. It's like a Hispanic woman, and I think she comes over, she sits with them, and she's like, we need to put this guy away. And it wasn't her husband. She has a husband, and I think he's not involved. He's like, he would probably be like the main organizer's wife. He'd be like, stop this. I don't want to murder somebody. So he's not involved. But it's like his cousin, I think, or his brother, because he's African American, and the person this morning was African American. She's Hispanic. They're married. And he like, my mom came over, and she was like doing something on the roof. She was like blowing the leaves off and stuff like that. And I was just walking out to my car, like, to go to Walmart. Like, I was going to get medicine and get some food. And the guy just like came by in her car, in the evil lady's silver car, and he like just looked at me, like just stared at me, like, I mean, just a mean stare, like, and he just kept his eyes on me. And what I did is I put my arms up. I was like, I didn't say anything. I was just like what? Like, what do you want? Like, what are you looking at? Because he just kept looking at me. And he like drives down the street. He gets out of his car and he's like, "What's up, man? What's up? What's going on?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I'm just walking to my car." And he's like, "Oh, okay, man. Well, you were doing something." And I was like, "I was just walking out to my car." Like, I mean, somebody's staring at you, like, after you've been being murdered in a house, and the guy knows what's going on. He's right next to him. He's associated with one of the people who comes into the house. Like, so, I mean, it's bull crap. And he did this in front of my mom, and, like, I looked back at her, and she was kind of like, and I was like, all these fucking people, I was like, this is crazy. So it made me look crazy. Like, they did street theater that actually made me look crazy this morning. They've never been successful in that. Just some guy, like, threatening to fight me, And I actually respect that a little bit more than hiding behind a wall and shooting microwaves. Like, I kind of respect that guy a little bit, Well, not because it's like somebody who's being killed in their home. I think he's a total coward, like, to stare him down and try and get into a fight. But if it was like, if he just didn't like me or something and he was like, "Hey, man, what's going on?" Like, I'd respect that if it wasn't the type of situation it was. But like I was saying, I was trying to get that other video out. I haven't gotten it out yet. I can't load it. It keeps loading a little bit and stopping, so I'll have to go to my parents to upload my videos. And I really do, like, when I go over there, it loads up fast, and it's on the same computer. Like, on my other computer, like, because I switch computers, it's like, it seems like if they have enough time, they really can lock down your computer. And then wherever you go and try and upload, it's not so much the internet, but it seems like at first they use that as a crutch, whatever wireless network you're on, so they'll get through that, stop you from uploading stuff first, and then once they get on your computer enough and just put get on there and they're inside of it, like, for a long time, then I think they can stop you anywhere you go, and it doesn't really have to do with the wireless network you're on. That's a theory. I can't prove that, but it's just kind of how things have worked for me. No, but I was saying how I moved a plate over to the other side with the Mexican gentleman, and that it caused a lot of relief. But that was a game. Like, I'd move it to the other side, and they would turn down the ELF and everything for a while to build up strength from where I'd moved it, and then they just pound me with it. So that was like, y'all have to know, like, I mean, I'm like moving stuff around and trying to experiment, but they're also like, you know, reacting and turning off their stuff, you know, to play games with me, to play mind games with me, because they want to murder me. I mean, they do. And this is very real. It is like a war. It's a genocide, because I hear the testimonies, and people are being killed in their homes. Like, this is really going on. These people are using such covert tactics. I call them coward tactics. They would say they're covert. They'd be like, we're covert, and we're just covertly neutralizing this target, but they're killing Americans in their sleep to me. To them, they're delusional, and they really think like it's purposeful, and they're neutralizing this bad guy in their neighborhood, and they're going to murder him. They don't see the evil things that they do. Okay, well, first of all, I'm going to stop that, because I have no idea what type of evil that I'm dealing with. Like, I have no idea what they're thinking. The only thing that I can say is, like, it looks like this. It looks like this. I don't really know. I don't really know if this person's just like, well, I'm just going to use this as an excuse to murder somebody. I don't know if he really thinks like I'm bad, and because he's watching me naked that I'm bad. I don't know the extent of his sociopathology. I don't know the extent of his psychopathology. Like, I don't know. I just know that he has murder. He is capable of murder for long periods of time, and torture and rape. So I don't like him. I don't like him. And he hides it in a cowardly way, which he would say. I think that's something that we could all agree on. These people think they're being covert. They don't think they're being cowardly. This stuff, I think that's something I could say for sure. So it's just really rough. It's rough, but however, there is a silver lining in the cloud, because I've been watching a lot of gang stalking videos and testimonies. I gotta get a haircut. I gotta get a haircut and shave, because I look horrifying. But I saw one testimony of a young kid. I think he's still a teenager, redhead guy. I don't know his name. And he mentioned me in his video. He was like, and then there's this guy, I watch his videos, and he mentioned a detail of one of my videos, and he said, and that's why I started making videos. And so I just want to give a shout out to him. You made a great video. You just said what you were experiencing. You didn't go off on the crazy theories. You were just like, this is what's happening to me. These people are doing this. This is what I hear. That's what we need. I mean, any video is good. Like, even if you have theories about it and you want to say theories or whatever, but this was like a guy who, like, really intelligent, you know, he's really fed up with it, and he said that I inspired him to make videos. So, like, I was very happy about that. And that shows, like, because somebody else inspired me to make videos. And the guy who inspired me to make videos didn't even really make much sense. Like, he came up with a bunch of crazy theories, but he really was being gang stalked. Like, he was, you know, a victim of this. But, like, he went on tangents. But he still, like, he comforted me, because I knew he was going through it. So I started making videos. So this really does work. Like, if you speak out about it, you're going to infect other people who might have otherwise, like, and this guy, he seems like a pretty brave guy. He doesn't seem like, you know, the guy that I'm talking about who made the video, he's not like, you know, I don't think he would have never spoken up, but it gets people to speak up faster. You know, they're like, that person's doing it, and, like, I feel like I you know, a connection to that person, or like how they're doing it, or I feel comforted by that, so I'm going to do it. And it really does work. It really, speaking out, like, even if we don't bring a collapse to this, like, right away, it's going to get other people speaking out, and it really does. It does work, you know, disseminating the information. And I just want to say, that guy, like, if you're watching my video, which I guess you watch my videos, redheaded guy, I don't know your name, but you made a great video. You just said what was happening. You just said how it's affecting you. That's what we need more of. We need more of that. That's great. You know, I think a lot of people do go off, and I do too. Like, I go off into theories, because you have to theorize in this. Because it is people, you know, they're hurting you. You know, there's more than one person hurting you. It's a systematic, you know, form of abuse and murder, militant mostly. So we know facts, but like it's like he's in his house. Like he's in his house tonight, and I don't know where his weapons are. I don't know how many weapons he has. I don't know what types of weapons. I know they're directed energy. I don't know how much remote compared to, how many ground weapons. I know that, they use both. They use ground weapons and remote, because when I go out, it's completely different than here. Right now, I don't hear any EHF, because I've placed the plates and left them. When I start moving them around a lot, I'll start hearing a bunch of EHF, So the defenses work. We know that. We know that people are attacking us, but like, I don't agree. I guess I don't agree with going into like huge theories about it that you can't prove. You just need to say what you're feeling, to say what you know is going on, to say what you hear. Even if I said, like, because this is a theory of mine, like, I know for a fact that this guy's ex-military. I know he's ex-Army because I've seen his Army jacket. Like, I know that. Like, I know that for certain. But I think he's a Mason. Like, I think he's a Mason from the way he acts and the things I've learned. But I can't prove that. I can't prove that. And from the people stalking me and everything like that, just from the way things work. So we can go into that stuff. Be very clear, maybe separate it, be like, this is what I'm experiencing, this is what I know, and then say, I have theories about it because it's so in the shadows. This is kind of my theory about why it's going on, or something like that. And I guess I'm kind of getting off on a tangent about little details. I just wanted to make a video, a short video. Like, I'm not doing good. Like, I'm doing better tonight because I just plopped the plates down. Like, I put 2 on the side of the Mexican gentleman who I don't even know if they're involved anymore. Like, I really don't. Like, I thought they had ground weapons, but like, I see this guy, and I just get a feeling like I'm like, my instincts are good about people. Like, I see these guys and I think they were maybe involved or something like that, but like, I'm getting a different feeling now, especially from the guy who I was like, that's the guy who's like in his house torturing me, and I just get this feeling like that he has nothing against me. Like, I don't know. It's kind of just a feeling. And I have, like, that's something that we all have to be so careful about, because like, I'm not even 100% sure that it's the lady. I mean, I'm pretty sure, because it's been happening so long that I'm like, okay, it's the lady next door, she's coming over. But like, I can't, like, what if I'm saying stuff about this lady, she's next door and has nothing to do with it. I'm pretty sure, because her family's like involved. They've been involved in harassing me and stuff like that. But and I'm just pretty sure it's her voice, and she could be the only one who's another woman in there. But you just got to be careful about who you accuse of this, and I know that's part of it. Like, they're gonna get you on that, because it's like, there are people around me, and I'm like, well, they must all be involved. If this one guy's involved and he's got a friend in there, these guys must have, the Hispanic gentleman must all be involved. But I don't know exactly what's going on. I do know that the guys on the Hispanic side may have ground weapons, but they definitely don't have anything remotely, and they may not. I would suspect they are involved on some level. They do know stuff, but like, I don't know. It's just going on so long, and when things go on so long, like, some human beings are like, just like one of the guys moved away in the Hispanic house who was involved. He was a younger guy, and he moved away from it. He didn't stay to participate in it. He wasn't like, trying to make his life this, and he moved away from it. So I think after a longer period of time, and when people start to realize, hey, this isn't working, it's not getting this guy out, this is murder, I think some people will turn from it, will go away from it, or even maybe try and help you in a passive way where they're not going to get caught. So it is a complicated thing. It does involve humans. Some people are hardcore. I mean, they're involved in it. They're getting money from it. They need to justify it, and they're not going to stop. And I guess that's my 2 cents for tonight. They've been hitting me in the throat and the chest really bad, both sides of the head. Um, but the V2K has been really bad this week, and I've kind of gotten it down. The thing is, these plates are not a cure-all. Like, none of the stuff I use as defense, the personal defenders or the plugs, they're not a cure-all. It's not powerful enough. Like, I don't know if that's, on purpose, that, like, Q-Wave, it's a pretty big company, and it's like maybe they wouldn't give us something that could, totally knock this out. But it does work. Like, it gives me control. They have to work to really hurt me. Like, and I just see a bunch of other target individuals, and who I suspect don't have defenses, and they don't have to work to hurt them. They get comfortable and they just hurt them really bad, and the people have no control over their lives at all. And it's like, I have no control over my life, but I have I don't have control because they have me trapped in a house and they're shooting stuff at me, but I have a little modicum of control. A 10%, like more than 10%, like a 50%, I would say. I have control over the situation because I have defenses that I can kind of move around. I can make them work for it, and it's been so important. If it was any other way, I just don't know how I'd be doing. Like, now I'm like, oh, they're hurting me. I don't have a job, but it's like I have hope because, I know there's stuff that works. And I know that if I need to, I can go to that, and it's expensive stuff, but I know that if I need to, I can do it. So it gives you hope on a small scale. We need hope on a big scale, of knowing this is going to end and dispersing information. But while we're waiting, we can't just be burned to death in our homes. We have to try any defense, that works. And man, the stuff that I use, it all works. It just doesn't work. It doesn't work how I want it to. It doesn't stop them, and they don't go away. What they've done is, the defenses that I get, this guy's like, just got to get past him. He's militant. To him, it's a military mission in his mind. On some scale, like, I don't know how his evil kind of trickles into that, but on some scale, to him, it is like a military mission, and he's militant about it, militant in his will to do it. And I see insanity and obsession to murder, but like, he could be deluding himself in many, many ways. So, but like, when they see me placing plates and stuff like that, they're not like, oh, this is too tough, we're gonna just back off. This is insane. This is insane. We're gonna be sitting here with these plates and like trying. They don't say that. They're just like, we've got to do this. We're gonna crush him. They want to take my control away. They want to get past those plates. Just build up the frequency, bring in more ground weapons, and be like, okay, well, he doesn't have control anymore. That's what they want to do, and I'm not going to let him do that. And I can't move away from this house. And I think I've told y'all this. I've told them this. I'd move away from this house. I'd move to another place in a second if they would stop. Like, to hear his wife going through agony like all the time. Like, she doesn't want this going on. She's like a good person, but they don't understand. They're like trying to handle her because how they are is they don't care, and so they don't understand people who this is hell. This is hell to them, and if they could just get out of hell, they'd live great lives and be able to do anything they wanted. And these people don't get it. They're like, we're where we want to be. We want to be murdering you. Like, we want to be murdering you, and like, we want to get you out of here. We like this dominance. But they don't understand normal people. Like, they don't understand normal people, so they hurt them all. It's really a crazy phenomenon, and I guess it's good, though, that because these people walk around in society, and if laws stop them, then they're good. If the society, this is what I was thinking about when I was kind of waking up. There are people, and this is, a lot of y'all know this, you just know it. There are people out there who, whatever the hierarchy says is good, is good. So if the hierarchy says, hey, be a good guy and don't kill people and don't break the law and be a good man and take care of your family, they're like, okay, hell yeah. Yeah, I'll support that system. If the system turns around and says, you need to murder your neighbors, you need to look out for people that you think are kind of marginalized or crazy or whatever, you need to murder them. And they're like, okay, well, society told me to do that. The system told me to do that. And there are people out there who are like that. And they don't think, like, they're not like, oh, that's terrible. I'm not a murderer. I don't want to murder. Like, this is evil. It's everything, like, it's against everything I've learned. They're just like, the society or the hierarchy, whatever you want to call it, the state is telling me to do this. And to be a good person, I need to do what the state tells me. And there are some people like that. This is more complicated than that. It may not just be that. There may be people who just enjoy murder and they're using that as an excuse, like we have to do this because the hierarchy tells us to. But I don't know. I think that it's just like, I don't know, if you have cancer, like, and I don't think I have cancer yet from this. I'm not talking about that. But if you have cancer, do you want to not know about it? Do you want to just let it fester and grow inside of you and just, be going about, la 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 la, and then die because it got so big? Or do you want to know you have cancer as soon as possible so you can fight it as hard as you can and maybe live instead of being blissfully ignorant and then dying a horrible death sooner than you should have? And that's what these people in society, we need to know they're there. Like, we need to know about them. We need to know that there are some people who really, it's like whatever the hierarchy's doing, they're murdering. They tell us to murder people. This is a system, and it's more complicated than that. It's not like the hierarchy. It's not like somebody, in a high governmental position is telling this guy, hey, murder your neighbor. It's slid in, and it's like, trickled down into our neighborhoods and our police force and alphabet agencies and fusion centers and everything like that, into a very fused, like, mechanized, like, multi-agency kind of operation. But these people they're hierarchical. A lot of them using it as an excuse to do evil. Some of them really believe in it, and I don't know. I don't even know what my attacker is in all this. He's probably complicated, just like me. But on the other side, he's probably like, his delusions probably are so complicated. But like, there are a lot of people who really believe in this, who they're like, the state has told me to do this, that we need to harass people to help terrorism. Like, it doesn't matter about them because we're mobilizing a lot of people to do it, and they just do what the hierarchy says. And we need to know about that, like a cancer. Because we have to, it's like the cancer may kill us. Of course it may kill us, but we have to know as soon as possible so we can get information out and know about this. What we were doing in society, I think, before this is we were walking around, and these people were walking around, and they were neutralized. The hierarchy said, don't kill your neighbor. People hate that. People hate it when you kill your neighbor. You can't cover it up. You don't got the weapons to do it. And then they have an opportunity now. And so these people are like, they're activating. And I'm not talking about like activating, like they got something inside of them, or they're like a robot or something. They're people who are sociopaths who go along with society, and they've been activated because they've been given a chance to be activated into this. And so it's kind of like, it's horrifying. I know that, and I say things that are like, oh, well, it's good to know that there are people like that out there. It's horrible to know there are people out there, but it's just like the cancer. It's horrible to have cancer. Like, you found out you had cancer, that's horrible. But now that you found out you have cancer, you can fight it. So it's like, you don't know about that cancer your whole life. Oh, go around, I'm healthy, blah, 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 and then you die one day, and you could have lived for, 20 more years or whatever like that, Kind of a weird metaphor, but it works. So I mean, it actually, like, in a way, it kind of helps good people to know what's out there, if we can get the information out, because these people are hiding it very well. My mom came over today, and they were hitting me with V2K and ELF while she was here, because it's a microwave. They pinpointed. They accurately pinpointed on my head, and microwaves are very accurate. They're short wavelengths, and they're not. It's not like this big dispersal like radio frequencies. So I mean, she doesn't hear any of this stuff. But yeah, it's like they hit me harder when she was here and turned it up, because they like to get you Like if you're gonna be talking and somebody can hear you and you look crazy, they like that. Like that guy who came by, I mean, he was like staring me down. It wasn't like he was looking at me and waiting for a wave or something like that. He was like looking at me like trying. It was street theater. Like, and I don't get a lot of that. I don't get a lot of that, and like like I just put my arms up. Like I wasn't like making a face or something. I was just like, what do you want? Like you're looking at me, even when you pass me by, like looking back, what do you want? And then he was like way far ahead, like maybe 20 feet down. Then he stops and gets out of the car, saying, yeah, is there a problem, man? No, like you're looking at me. What's the problem? I'm walking out to my car, I don't know, stuff like that it did bother me. I yelled in the car, which they were like, we got him now. I heard him, because like I was yelling really mean things about this mean woman, this murderer woman in there. It's like every time she talks, like I can't imagine such ignorance. Like she's like, let's put him away. This guy's crazy, and she's a murderer. Like she's a straight up torturer, rapist. Like she's murdering somebody, but she's just like, let's put him away. Like, and she'll talk to the guy's wife. Like they don't talk to me most of the time. They talk about me on the V2K, and it's all like really. It's not even cruel stuff. It's not like like they're like, we want his blood and stuff like that. It's just like, let's get this guy out. He's crazy. Torch him up. Torch or whatever. They say something. I didn't understand it, but it's like military kind of terminology. It's very militant. And if I had schizophrenia, well, I mean, I don't know why I justify this to target individuals, because they know, but I do want to put a disclaimer in there for anybody who doesn't know about this. If I had schizophrenia, it'd be a lot more evil stuff. I read comic books and movies, it's heroes and villains. So if I had schizophrenia, it'd be like a green goblin or a devil in my head. It'd be like, Kyle, we're gonna get you. It's not like that. These are very they treat murder as very simple, and they don't treat it as murder. Like this guy's not like, he does say sometimes when he gets mad, he'll be like, I'm gonna kill him. He'll say that, but most of the time he's like, I gotta get this guy out of here. He's crazy. So he really normalizes the torture, and it's 24 hours a day torture. It's rape. It's horrible. It's like, if we really tell the truth here, if we all tell the truth, this is like genocide, and it's really gross, and it's like it's cultish, but they don't tell the truth. They just they're like, they normalize murder. They're like, oh, let's get him out of here. We're doing something good for the community. We're getting this, and they're making all this stuff up about me because they can see me in their house. They have power over my life. And that's why I tell you, these defenses, like, they give me a little bit of power. I mean, like, a little bit of power can go a long way. Like, if you have some control in your life, like, where you don't have people who are just, like, playing and toying around with you, and you can actually make it so you can buffer their signals and make them have to, like, move around, so it makes a huge difference. I just wish, like, I had to spend so much money to do it over 2 years. I'm not sorry for it myself, but I hate it because I come out to y'all and I'm like, well, I've got stuff that works, but I had to buy a ton of it, and I had to stay with them because they get more weapons. They have access to more weapons. This guy, he's ex-military. Like, he's got somebody who he drove in with somebody else's whole arsenal, who's already succeeded at this. Like, and I don't know how he succeeded, but I know he left his target. And he may have had other targets before that. Like, these people don't leave their targets unless they succeed. Like, if he had a target in a house and he was trying to get them out or whatever, he wouldn't have came here. Like, he wouldn't have been like, oh, well, leave this person alone and go here, and that person's just free. No, they don't do that. Like, they make sure they're done. And by done, there's a lot of ways they can be done, I guess incarceration. I think he'd still be hit, though. See, the things that I'm thinking are, like, done. Like, they want to get you in jail, or they want to get you in a mental institution. But when I went to the temporary behavioral place, they hit me in there so hard. Like, they were just trying to murder me in there. So it's like, this has been done. Like, this guy's saying he wants me out of here. But factually, everybody who's involved in this knows that if I leave, he's still going to attack me. I mean, they know that. They know that, and they're still saying, we got to get him out of here. Like they call me paranoid. Like through the V2K, through microwave hearing, people are calling me paranoid. Like they're like, man, this guy's fucking paranoid, you know? Because I watch 9/11 videos, of course, man. Like while I've been off of work, I've been watching the internet and looking at videos of what's going on, like what's going on in the world, what led up to this, what led up to this deceit. And I just think in a general aspect, there was a lot of deceit in places of power in our country, throughout the world always. But I think especially in the United States, with some organizations, there was a lot of deceit and they're doing evil things, but they look like they're protecting the country. And I think it just got worse and worse until they found out they could get away with a lot of stuff. And they don't care about people, they care about mobilizing people. So if they kill off a bunch of people, they can mobilize the other and catalyze them to do whatever they want. I think in a general way, like this is trickled down and like I guess I'll just say the word, false flag. There have been so many false flags and so much deception, and we're gonna pretend that this happened so then we can have a big war, or we can go in and do this. We're gonna, the Hegelian dialectic. It's a lot about that. It's like creating a problem. You get the reaction, and you come up with a solution. So this guy's creating a problem. He's murdering me in my house. Like he's murdering me in my house, so I yell about it. So like I go out, and then like other people are harassing me. It's this big system. So he's false flagging me. Like they've done false flags to create wars. So now it's trickled down to where they're doing false flags on people, and they're like, well, if we can make this guy look crazy, murder him, make him look like a threat to society, then more people will be under our control. More people will be like, okay, well, we'll do what you say, because there are these crazy people out there. Like even one of the I'm not going to mention that because that's too, but it's like yeah, I think it's just trickled down. I think it started very slowly, and I think the main hierarchy of our country up until recently has been be a good man. Don't kill your neighbors. Killing people is just ugly and wrong. So a lot of people were like, okay, well that's what we're told, and that's what we'll do. But now we've broken through some walls where it's like, well, you can lie about somebody and murder them, but if it creates a bigger good, then you're really a good person, and you can get your evil. There's a lot of weird philosophies that weren't as big as they are, and now they've infested our society, like weird philosophies. And I'm like, dude, you believe anything you want. Like this is my philosophy. Believe anything you want. If you're helping people, and you like people, and you're helping people, and you're not murdering people, you believe whatever you want. That's a great belief. I personally, I think that people should believe in Christianity. I believe in Jesus Christ. That makes me want to help people. It doesn't make me want to kill people. Whatever this guy believes, he can kill and torture people forever, for his whole life. That belief sucks. Like, that belief sucks. And I'm all about freedom of beliefs, but that's the whole point of America. What America has said is, America said this with the Constitution: you believe in whatever the hell you want. You worship any god you want. You worship purple aliens from the planet you do whatever you want. But when you encroach on somebody's property or their life, you don't believe whatever you want. If those beliefs encroach on somebody's life or their property, then we're going to get involved. The government's going to get involved. And so, like, I'm not this guy saying, oh, we shouldn't have government, and this, we shouldn't have a society with police or military. Are you kidding me? We need those people. That's why this is so horrible, because our rights hinge on that. They hinge on, like, everybody believing what they want and doing what they want, unless it encroaches on somebody's life, unless they're murdering somebody, or they're just like fucking with their property and screwing it all up. Then the government gets involved, or the police get involved, or like a state police or state or military, whatever. Like, you can call me whatever, but I believe in government. Like, I don't believe in what we have now. What we have now is corrupt, and it's killing people, and it's going against what we started out with in this country. But, like, we have to have some kind of order. Like, we have to have police. We have to have military. We have to have those things. That's why this stuff is so tragic, because it's like, what do we do? What do we do? Because you can't just get rid of, you can't get rid of the police, you can't get rid of the military, like, because some of them are corrupt. Like, these people, these men are using something that we need, and that's why people go along with it, because they're like, we need police, I agree with that, we need these people, like, to protect us. We can't have anarchy. Nobody, like, I've heard people talking about, like, a society, which is completely voluntary. And like, I'm a good person, and I'll definitely do the right thing. If we had a voluntary society, like, it would work for me. Like, it would work for me in what I did, but it doesn't work. Like, people are corrupt. They are evil. Like, they'll try and get more power. So it's like, you need checks and balances. You need this agency looking at this agency. You don't need all these agencies coming together and saying, okay, we can do whatever we want. That's like a monopoly on checks and balances. It's no accountability. So it's like, you need these things. You need this department. You need to have internal affairs. You need to, like, I don't know what the police is, that internal, internal affairs. So you need, like, all these organizations, but you need checks and balances. It's like, it has to be a balanced system, and this isn't a balanced system. This is a system where, because of fear and because of, terrorism or whatever, I do think there's real terrorism in the world, and I think these people are real terrorists. They're really deluding themselves, and they're going in a 360-degree circle to say they're not terrorists and they're fighting terrorism, but they've actually become huge terrorists. But it's just like, we've become a society where there are no checks and balances, because you say the word terrorism, and then all the agencies are like, well, we need to work together. But not necessarily. You need to have agencies like these fusion centers and fusing everything together. That's dangerous. It's dangerous. It's a monopoly on control. And these agencies, they checked and balanced each other. The people in government checked and balanced each other. So we're coming to a place where everybody wants to unify. They're going to unify in a weird, bizarre, kind of cultish way. And we need to be unified. We need to have a system that we agree on. But we need people being like, hey, those people are doing the wrong thing. And then these people are being like, hey, those people are doing the wrong thing. And then you talk about it, and then you say, okay, well, we come up with this solution. You can't have everybody together in this hive mind, because that's like, okay, we can do whatever we want now. And then they just keep crossing lines. And then you get corruption, and then you get evil. So we need police. None of these videos, I'm not anti-police. I'm anti-gang stalking. I'm not I've called the murderer, the woman who's evil, and it's like, let's put him away. I've called her a whore, a fat whore, several times. I'll go ahead and admit that on this video. I've told her to stop eating cake. Like, I've said terrible things that I don't want to say. I don't want to say it to a woman, but she's not a woman to me. She's a murderer. Like, she is a woman. But, like, when I say stuff to her, I'm not like, oh, you're a woman, so I'm saying bad. I'm saying, you're a murderer, so I'm saying bad stuff to you. So I don't really feel bad about anything I've said like that. But I don't know. I guess my point is, it's just like, we gotta get checks and balances back. But the problem is that we've gone down a road where a lot of our leaders, and I'll go ahead with a theory. I think there's power behind the power that really doesn't like us. Doesn't like this guy who's attacking me. Doesn't like me. Doesn't like my dog. Doesn't like his wife. Doesn't like my family. Doesn't care about us. It just wants to hold power. Doesn't care if we all died. Like, I think there are men so high up in society that I'm not talking about government. Maybe some in government, but like, really the money. I'm talking about the money in society who give a crap about us. They don't care that we live peaceful lives. They don't care that we're happy. They just want to be in control of us so that they don't lose their power. So they have a bunch of money and a bunch of power, and their families will be raised and have tons of power, and they don't want to lose that. And it's a psychopathic kind of way of thinking. It's like people who don't even think about you or care about you and would follow the rules in society and be peaceful. Like, you want to make sure that they're not threats in the future. Like, and then you just see everybody's a threat. And that's what's happened. Everybody's a threat. Like, people are a threat on this world to people. And like you say, terrorism, and you can make anybody a threat. So anybody's a potential threat, and anybody's a potential terrorist in the world right now, especially with the gang stalking system. Like, you've got people who are out there right now, they're not gang stalking, they're just living their lives, but if I moved into their area, they would become a gang stalker, they would become a terrorist. There's a program around the world that turns regular people who would just go about their lives and follow the law into murderers and harassers, like societal, like, I mean, what is, like socially unacceptable things, like pissing on people's property and, messing with their cars and murdering them while they sleep, watching them while they use the bathroom. Like, these things, like, aren't acceptable. Like, socially, people have private places they go, and we've all agreed on that. But there's a program where it's like, hey, this is allowed now. It's allowed because of terrorism. We need to protect our country. And a lot of these people involved in gang stalking, they don't even think about that. They're not like, oh, I'm fighting for truth and justice, and I'm fighting for the American way. They're like, I'm fighting because these people are giving me a little bit of money, or they're giving me a gift card. I heard one guy who's like, yeah, they tell us we're patrolling, and they give a lot of people gift cards so they can eat. So it's like, they're not going out and finding people who really want to fight terrorism and then letting them loose on innocent civilians. They're going up to people, lying about an innocent civilian, saying, I'm going to give you some money if you do the right thing. And those people aren't thinking, I'm going to do the right thing. They're thinking money. So it's a really screwed up system we have. Like, I am being murdered and raped in my home. It's a waste, because I am intelligent. Like, I'm not saying I'm the smartest person alive. I'm intelligent. I love my family. Like, I'm peaceful. My job was about helping people medically, and I lost that. They were torturing me at my job. It's not American. It's not even human. What we're seeing, like, everybody in this group, we live in a hell. It's not human. It's murder all the time. But there are certain people who are comfortable with that because they were told it's okay, and other people are doing it. And I don't know, like, I'm not even talking about my guy, because I don't know the extent of, like, what's going on. Like, it's so, like, he's so far gone where I couldn't say this guy is doing this for this reason. It's so evil to me and so far off my planet and that's a metaphor. I don't think he's from another world. Sometimes it seems like that, but, like, that's a metaphor. But he's so far gone from me. I can't sit there and judge what's going on or what he believes. It's so alien to me, and that's another metaphor. Yeah, I guess that's all I want to say tonight. Like, I mean, they're hitting me in the chest right now, but it's very buffered, I buffered it. It gives me control. Like, I would be dead. Like, they would have enough power. These weapons, it's a frequency. It's an electromagnetic frequency. It's microwave radiation. So it's like yesterday, okay, or actually today, because I stayed up all night. I was just sitting in my enclosure, and they were just hitting me in the upper spine, and I felt heat, and then it started to hurt, and then both sides of my neck started to, like, cramp up to where it just felt like somebody was, like, grabbing the back of my neck, and it was burning also. So it's torture and rape. I mean, it is. It just factually, like, these people do try and play it off. Like, I've heard on the V2K, these people, it's almost like, because what they're using is invisible, they themselves are deluding themselves into being like, well, this isn't a big deal, because I'm not, like, murdering him with a knife. So it's just a new thing. We're going to go ahead and get him out of here. It won't kill him, it'll destroy him. Like, I don't know. No, I don't think that's right, because they say let's torture him a lot, and I'm going to kill this guy, and we've got to kill him. They do say stuff like that, so I think they do. Like, they try and kind of back away from it when his wife gets really in distress, which she's in distress all the time. She wants it to end all the time. She's in a house with kids. It's a terrifying situation. It makes me unbelievably, like, feel like I can't help somebody. Like, I can't help myself, so I can't help my family, and I can't help a woman who's in distress with kids, and this guy is her husband, and he could give a crap. Like, I mean, it's so insane, and we need to stop this. Like, we have to stop it. We have to speak in voices that are clear and intelligent. I've been watching a lot of stuff. Like, I don't like people who get really into details and semantics about this stuff. Just tell the truth. Just say what you're experiencing. Don't try and be some wizard and have a, this big manipulative plot to, like, to reveal everything about this, because you're not. This system, it's so confusing. People are hiding in their houses covert. Just say what you're experiencing. Do it with an intelligent, sound mind. We don't need to know, like, how, I tell myself this too, because I look into a lot of theories that are very true, about how power was gained in this country for these draconian practices. These are draconian underwritten laws that nobody knows about. Like, they're things that people have made guidebooks for, but there's no law that says this guy can murder me in my house. So it's criminal. Like, our country has turned into, like, a criminal organization in some respects. But they do it all in the name of, terrorism. And they've made certain laws where they don't have to follow the law in a certain example. So it's so crazy, because they've made actual laws in the book that says, well, in this circumstance, we don't have to follow the law, and that's criminal. That's criminal. It's treason. It's not true. It's like, it's diluted. It's saying, oh, well, the law is, there is no law, and that's basically what they're turning everything into. Well, if I say so, the law is not the law anymore. So that's what power does unchecked. So we got to realize we got some power that is unchecked, and we need to check this power. It needs to have checks and balances, or we'll lose our world. Like, we'll lose not just this country. Like, I'm an American, and if I'm speaking to people in Canada, or people wherever in Europe, in England. I know England's part of Europe, but if I'm talking to y'all, this is our world. Like, if we don't check this power, it will grow, and it will do whatever it wants. Because that's what power does. It does whatever it wants. I guess I say that, but I have power in my life. Like, I have intelligence and stuff, and I don't do whatever I want. And, like, y'all know I'm a comic book nerd. Like, I totally read Spider-Man. Like, he's in my top 10 superheroes. And it's like, I know I've said this to y'all before, and like, when I was a little kid and before all this stuff, I never thought about it. Like, I was like, oh, that's a cool catchphrase or whatever. Stan Lee thought of, with great power comes great responsibility. Like, that's cool, blah, blah. It didn't really mean anything to me. Like, but when I've been going through this stuff, I've seen power without responsibility can damage so many lives beyond imagining. And it means a lot. Like, it means a lot. Like, the things that in my childhood I was like, like passing fancies, like, it's power and responsibility. I don't really understand that. Like, as an adult, and especially when you go through this stuff, you start to really look at things a lot more closely, and you're like, well, that really does matter. If you have power over people, you have to be responsible. You have to be accountable for what you do, because if you're not, you can do anything, and you can murder a lot of lives, and you can just make up your own rules. Like, this guy is just like, well, it's okay because I say it's okay. I say it's okay, I'm getting away with it, and like, he just makes up a whole world for himself. Like, he's like, I can do this because it doesn't matter, because no laws matter, because the law is there are no laws. When fighting terrorism, laws go out the window. Innocent people can be murdered because it's all in the name of national security. That's total bullshit. Total bullshit. That's power going, well, we can just say whatever we want, and if we say that we have the right enemy, it doesn't have to be, because it'll eventually do the right thing. Like, in the ends. But that's my point. I mean, these people, the means do justify the ends, but that in itself, that statement that the means justify the ends, is incredibly stupid and ignorant in itself. Because there is no end. Like, there is no end. There may be an end for somebody's life or whatever, but the means are everything. And I think I've probably said this to y'all. I find myself saying things over and over, because my gang stalkers say things over and over. Maybe I'm being conditioned to say things over and over. But I'm just saying the means are everything. How we are is everything. How you deal with this is everything. Because, like, I mean, these people are murdering me, but I yell at them. Like, I yelled at them today, and they got a foot up. They probably got another ally with this guy that I was, that was staring at me. So it really does count how we act. And it counts, like, not murdering people is very important in life. It's the first thing you should do. The first rule you should follow in life is don't murder anybody, because it's a life. It's a potential for life that you don't know what they're going to go do. You don't know who they're going to help. You don't know. But a lot of people are, I guess they go ahead and they justify it because they're like, well, we don't know who that person's going to go hurt, while they're actually torturing and murdering a whole lot of people. But you can't do that. You can't be a thought police. You can't, predict what somebody's going to do. You can't do it. Like, these people are trying to be gods and read thoughts and, read what somebody, oh, well, we know they're going to be evil in the future, so we'll kill them. And then they just create this great evil. And they're liars, All right. I guess I'm going to go ahead and end it. It's not like I'm not hopeful. I haven't been making a lot of videos. I thought I'd be making a lot more videos because, because I got fired from my job. But I've just been feeling a lot, like it is a big ordeal. It's a big deal in our society. It's not a few people who've gotten their hands on weapons. It's not random. It's not like, oh, there's these weapons available and these people are just getting it and getting away with it. It is a system of murder, like, in the world. Like, it's a world system of genocide. And it's more than 10,000 people being killed in their homes, so, way more than that. Like, I think there's, like, probably hundreds of thousands of targeted individuals in the world. So it is genocide. It is genocide. So it's time that we, don't be deterred by that. Don't be like, oh, it's genocide. Our society is crazy. I can't do anything about it. Because you can do something about it. You can defend yourself. You can tell people about your experiences. You can inspire them to help others. And it can spread. Like, this evil is spread like this philosophy, these crazy philosophies about murdering and control and doing it to innocent people so they can gain more control. Like, that's spread. So, but good spreads too. It's like that commercial where the person does something good for somebody and somebody sees them doing that, and then they go do something good for somebody, and it spreads even bigger than that if we can get information out and be good people. We can't just become like them. And I feel, I do feel myself becoming a lot colder. I'm a lot different from this torture and trauma. And I think that's, I don't know, somebody mentioned that to me. He's a pretty smart guy, but he was like, I think these people, they really want to find good people who can affect society, and, like, they want to fucking drag them down. They want to drag them down and make them evil so that everybody's just kind of the same. I think when everybody's just the same and you don't have people who are unique or trying for this, society is a lot easier to control. But I don't know. I don't know about that. These people, they think I'm crazy, so I never say anything crazy. I only hate murderers. Like, I've noticed since I've been being murdered by these people that, like, a lot of people didn't like my manager. And my manager fired me, but I still don't hate her. Like, everybody, it's like everybody who worked for her was like, oh, man, she's doing this or that. I loved her. She was murdering me. Like, have I become that simple? I wonder sometimes, like, I'm like, am I just like, was I finding the good in her, or was it just because she wasn't murdering me? And, like, I'm not going to call anybody names. Like, if they're not a murderer or they're not a criminal, and like, even if they say something mean to me, like critical, if they're not murdering me and they're willing to work with me as a human being and talk to me, I love them to death. That's supreme loyalty. You're not murdering me. So this has changed kind of the way I think, and I guess I just don't expect much out of it. Just not to murder. Just don't murder me. That's all I want. It really is. And it's so weird. It's like these people, I don't know. It's like they're trying to take out they're trying to take out political threats or people that can, that can get information out. But like, I wasn't like that when this started. Like, they attacked me and started murdering me, and I wasn't political. Like, I looked at stuff on the internet, but my main goal was to take care of my family, to get a job, to get a girlfriend, to do good things in my own life, and hopefully that would spread out. But I had no political aspirations to, like, get information out about the New World Order, or get information out about, 9/11. I looked at it, and maybe I should have, and I guess maybe they thought that I would do that, so, they started attacking me. There's probably a lot of reasons they started attacking me. But I don't know, it seems very ironic that a lot of people, it's like they become political activists. They become people who are like, they see their world, they start studying it, and they make dangers for themselves. Like, these people, and that's good. That's a good thing. That's a good thing that the people at the top don't know what they're doing, because they're human beings. Like, they do think they're gods, and they think they can control this, this country and the world through finances, through death. They think they can keep their power like that, like the kings of old and the queens of old. But the thing is that they don't think of everything, because they're not gods. They're not gods. Just like this guy, he hasn't thought of everything. And that's like, and I don't know, like, this, I guess I'll end on this, but, because it's been an hour. That's good, an hour video. Glad I feel that good to make a video like this. It's been really tough. But, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. I was saying a lot of people think this is like depopulation. Poisoning people, chemtrails, the directed energy weapons. It's kind of just like shortening people's lifespans and, kind of trying to get them off the world so that there's less people, and that, then there'd be able to be a utopia or something like that. That's a theory. I just wanted to say this about depopulation, like, because I was thinking about this the other day, and this is just general. This isn't about my gang stalkers or what they believe. I don't know if they believe in depopulation or whatever. But if there is a big system of depopulation, it fails immediately. Like, this is how much these people don't know. If they're poisoning people and vaccinating people, like, to give them shorter lifespans or whatever the theory, whatever the conspiracy fact or theory is, people, when they're scared and they know there's death all around them, they start making a lot more babies. And we've seen that in World War II. So these people, like, they're doomed to fail. Like, people will start populating this world even more and more if they try and kill a bunch of people. Like, so, and I just kind of wanted to mention that. Like, I mean, a lot of people do think, and it seems like it fits, because it is murdering strangers, so that theory's not so wild and off place to me, because this guy doesn't know me, I have nothing to do with his life, and he's like, I've got to kill him because he's retarded. Like, he's like, I got to kill this guy, he's retarded. So he's like murdering somebody who has nothing to do with his life because he's like retarded, because he doesn't like me. That's insane. And so it does kind of fall into this kind of, why are they doing this? Like, why would they murder somebody? And like I said, there's probably lots of reasons. There's probably lots of reasons in his head. Lots of things that he thinks he's doing. I mean, there are things that are more important than his family. So, to murder me, like, so I really couldn't tell you. I'd only be theorizing. I'm sure that's not the way he sees it. Like, if you asked him, he's like, I love my family, I'm trying to protect my family, and like, I don't want to get into that. Like, he's insane. Like, he's insane to me, and I guess I'm insane to him. The only problem is, like, my insanity isn't encroaching on his life or his liberty. His insanity is definitely murdering my family and murdering me in my house and raping me and even hurting his family. That's the difference. So, like, even if I did for a second, I was like, oh, well, he's kind of right. I'm a little bit insane or whatever, which I don't think at all. I don't think I'm insane in any way, shape, or form. But if I did give him that, I'd be like, okay, you think I'm insane. I think you're insane. I won't mess with you. You won't mess with me. We both don't hurt people. Bam. There you go. But he has decided that he's looking at me in my house, and he's like, this guy's retarded and crazy. I'm going to kill him and destroy his property and destroy his family. That's the problem. Like, he can think I'm insane. He has every right to do that. Every right to be like, I hate this fucking guy. This guy doesn't respect anything, or he, like, I don't know what he thinks about me, or how he even has, like, what his logic behind thinking I'm insane is. Because he's murdering me, I'm insane. Like, it's so unbelievable that, like, I can't get into that. But it doesn't matter. Like, even if I was in my house and he just saw me outside of my house and he wasn't surveilling me and he was like, this guy's insane, that's great, man. You think I'm insane? That's great. I don't like you. Let's stay away from each other, you know. But he's taking it to a whole new level of, like, this guy's insane and I'm going to get him off the earth. I'm going to torture him forever. I'm going to make sure he doesn't earn money, that he hurts his that his family's hurt by what's going on. You know, he's taking it to, like, this guy's insane, so I'm going to murder a lot of people, you know, and that's so crazy. Like, he automatically wins the insanity contest. You see? Like, it's very simple. It's on the surface. Like, these people, like, when they lie, it's so much propaganda that it's just like, you're like, okay, well, that's a lie. Like, I mean, it's just a blatant obvious thing. But they don't care because they have power. So you see why we have to keep power in check. It's because people in power, if they have power over you, they can make up whatever they want. Well, you're crazy because we're in power and we decide what's sane and what's not sane. Do you see? This is such a threat to our world. It's such a threat to our world. This country I live in, the United States, it's such a threat for us. We should be leading the world, and I fear that in years past we haven't been really leading the world. We've been gaining more control of the world. We've been building an empire, a secret empire. We haven't been helping other countries. We've been toppling dictators and taking over and putting our form of government in because we had power. Because we had power, so we said, well, this is what we should do, and this is how you should live, and you're crazy if you don't. And that's I guess that's the point of my video, and I'm gonna make that my title. With great power comes great responsibility. Because it's so important. If you have any power, and I mean, like, I'm helpless here. They're murdering me, but I have the plates, which is a little bit of control. But my intelligence is power. Like, even with my intelligence and seeing trends in society, even if these people are like, well, he knows stuff about this, so we've got to whack him, just get him out of there, burn his body. I still have a responsibility. Like, that's my whole point, and I wish they understood that about me. It's like they've watched me for years. For 3 years, this guy's watched me. He doesn't know me, and I don't really know him. I know he's a murderer. He thinks I'm retarded, but that's, like, kind of as far as we go, because the insanity it covers up everything that's true. And they don't know me, and that will be a huge weakness I can still use. And I can say they don't know me, and they'll never know me. I can say whatever. I can say the truth about myself to them, and they'll never, because of the way they think and the way they're built, there's just a wall. It doesn't matter. Like, I'll always have that strength that they don't know who I am. Like, they'll never know who I am. They can even remote neural monitor me and see my visual cortex, see flashes of images, or my thoughts and words, whatever kind of theory you have about, how this is happening. And I do believe there is, there is thought patrolling. There is a remote neural monitoring. There's microwaves that can do that. Like, I do believe that. I don't know how it works exactly. But it's like, even with all that, they don't know me. So it's like, they'll never know me. And that's a great weakness of theirs. It's a great strength of mine. On the other hand, though, I really don't know them. Like, I could look at these people and try and watch what they're doing and how they're destroying their own worlds, destroying their children's futures, and I could just sit there all day and be like, what are they thinking that they're doing? Like, what do they think that they're accomplishing? Like, they are killing themselves. Like, they're setting it up so they can have a society that would kill them in a second. Them. Like, they're not going to be protected. Like, so I mean, like, so we can look at each other for forever, and I guess you gotta use that as a strength against these people. They can't know you. I mean, if they're a murderer and you're not a murderer, really, you can't understand each other. Even if you look at each other you can't understand what's in somebody's heart when they're capable of murdering some stranger. In somebody's heart, if a murderer is looking at them and they're not a murderer, and you just can't understand them. You can't look at their brain and even understand them. You can understand how the brain works and how delusions work and stuff like that, but you can't understand like somebody's spirit and their heart and their destiny on the world. Because we do have destinies. Like, we're born. Like, there is a God. Like, He makes us. We have souls. We have paths that we're supposed to walk in life. This is part of my destiny, no matter how awful it is. And I have a responsibility. Like, God's given me intelligence. He's done things in my life that, like, I questioned before, and now it kind of fits into this. It's painful, and it hurts, and, like, but it's part of my destiny because it's happening. And I don't understand the intricacies of, like, past in life, but God does. So I guess that's the big thing. Like, I'm gonna try and get out of the way of God. Like, I've been getting in the way a lot. He has ultimate power in this universe. Like, this thing seems so big, and people seem like they have power, but true power, God has true power. He has ultimate responsibility too. Like, I mean, like love. I mean, God is love, so it's power and responsibility together. Like, I really do trust Him. Like, I really do trust God in this, even if I die or whatever, or get cancer, because it's a big thing in our world. Like, I mean, we just have a responsibility. It's like, it sucks because it's like this was, a lot of us, it was just brought down on us, and somebody's murdering you, so it seems like you shouldn't have responsibility in it. You should just be able to get out of it or whatever, but it's like we see the evil in our society, so we have a responsibility to speak about it. And maybe I should have done that way before this. Maybe this wouldn't be happening. I mean, I doubt that. It's like one person alone can do stuff, but we need to get together, because you've seen how much these people can do together. Like, they've created extensive evil together, infusing, certain agencies and really getting on board, and everybody, but it has to be balanced. There has to be together, and also, well, we got to be responsible about how much power we have. All right, I'm kind of rambling now. Had a good cohesive center to that, and then I just I went past it. I love you guys, like I do. Like, y'all just try and get control of your situation the most you can, because that's what these people want. They want control. It's like a lot of murderers and rapists, that's what it's all about, control. It's maybe not about the murder, it's about the control and the feeling powerful from it. And in our society, money is control, because you get more control of your life. So a lot of things nowadays kind of boil down to people wanting control, and it's trickled down. It's trickled down from kind of an evil hierarchy. I'd say our hierarchy is corrupted and greedy and evil at this point. They're trying to manipulate the world because they've got money. But I guess we had to know sooner or later, and it'll make us learn more about people in the long run. Yeah. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end it. But I'll be making more videos. I'm gonna try and get them uploaded, because I can't get the other one uploaded. So I'm gonna, I guess, go over to my parents' house and try and upload them. Alright, leave your comments below. Shoot me an email at vulcanwolverine@gmail.com. I'll try and get in touch with you. Stay strong. Stay strong. We're in the right here, no matter how it looks. Nonviolent people are in the right. So, murdering people for any kind of cause, be it money or philosophy, or for the state, or it's wrong. I mean, it's wrong if there are peaceful people who are not threatening to anybody. It doesn't matter what people think it can create, even if you can get people together, if it's money or if it's a philosophy that you just want to murder people who you think are less than you, it's evil, it's bad, it's wrong. Like I just, it's not responsible, is what it is. But all right, guys, I'm gonna end it. Peace out, live long and prosper. Send me your comments, and be as safe as you can, be as defended as you can. We'll get there. I mean, we'll get there. This will have. This is so big that they're not going to be able to hide this one. Like, they've hit a lot of stuff, and people talk and have conspiracy, ideas about what's happened in our past. But this is too big. It has too many people involved. It has a whole world of people involved in this, so it will come out. And I think the good thing about that is I think the people who kind of created this system, the system of gang stalking, this program, I think they knew that it was going to eventually come out. So that's, like, I can kind of tell from trends and like what I'm seeing that they know that. So that's a very hopeful sign. And they're evil and they'll think of something else, but I think with this, they know. I mean, they know that they're not going to be able to keep this under wraps, but they don't really care. This will come out that they were doing this, and find some way to wriggle out of it. The people who really did a lot of bad. But let's not let them. Let's use as much power as we can, do as much as we can. Just got to do as much as you can. I know a lot of you guys, and I talk about power and responsibility. A lot of you guys out there, like, you have a lot of power. You have a lot of intelligence. Like, I've talked to y'all. I've talked to the people. You have so much heart and intelligence, and you got power. These people, they have murder. That's a power to trap somebody in the house. It's a certain type of power, but we have a certain type of power too. We just gotta fight that. Not fight fire with fire, but fight fire with water. Alright, guys, I love y'all. God bless. I'm not going to say a prayer. Well, now that I said I'm not going to say a prayer tonight, I'll go ahead and say a prayer. I want to end it with a prayer every night, or every video. Well, not every video, maybe, but alright. In the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Dear God, just please protect targeted individuals in their homes tonight and every night. Just help us to realize that we have so much power in this, and that we can affect our world. We can affect change. Just don't let anybody feel hopeless or feel like they can't reach out or get something to protect themselves, even in the worst circumstances. Please put it into these people's hearts that are involved in the gang stalking. This isn't the right way. It's not the right path. And that, like, our species needs to do certain things and have power in check so that we can live healthy, happy lives and help each other, not just gang up and murder somebody and get together like that. And please help us just defeat evil in this world in your name, and you are love. Please send your love and your protection out to every target individual and every person. Touch everybody's hearts that's involved in this situation, so that we can go in the right pathway. Everybody. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Alright, guys, I'm going to shut it down, but I will see you on the next one.